It's 1 mile long. It's tough. It's difficult. It's fast. And it's tough on drivers. Welcome to race number 4 of 36 of the NASCAR App Cup Series Season 6, where today we're going to the Rock, North Carolina for the running of the Sun Energy 400. There were concerns of rain this weekend. However, after qualifying on Friday, the skies cleared for some race cleared. We got both the races in, the race in Saturday, got both the practice sessions in. Now today at the end of daylight savings time, 74 degrees, barely a breeze, no clouds, a lot of sun. It's going to be interesting. However, there are some things to note. A total of 4 drivers had to go to backup cars from crashes in practice and qualifying. If you remember KFC Cup Series Friday, watch him coming off turn 2, slaps the wall, comes up, clips the 17, sends the 17 over in a tumble. 17 hits the wall. Both cars are done. And then Saturday, 2 separate incidents, thankfully. Noah Spalding spun and slapped the turn 2 wall in the morning session. And then after the Busch race, opening minutes, What If Racing overdrives the corner, slams the wall, and pinballs, hits the inside wall. Hits the inside. So, without further ado, this afternoon, let's go ahead and take a look at your starting lineup, which is, you see them scrolling by on top of the screen, the bottom of the screen, while we look at the Camaro ZL1 pace car for this race. Let's go ahead and look through our starting lineup. WB Network, fresh off a thriller finish last Monday. Unfortunately, he was on the wrong end of that at California, if you remember the end of that race. Thrilling finish to an even more thrilling race. As you look through the rest of the field, you got Derek Lewis in the 42. Great qualifying effort for the 42 McDonald Chevrolet. Jacob Tube, who won this race last year, looking pretty strong and racy today. Looking through the rest of the field. Great qualifying run for Blake Dillon in the 10, finally getting his car figured out. As you look at Zachary Lombard, great qualifying run for him for most of the Childers program. Hunter Miller, the Vegas winner, who will have to drop to the back because of a engine in change from after the qualifying session on Friday afternoon. He lined up 26th. He will be rolling off and taking the green flag from the 30th position. You see him pulling out of line now. While we're here, let's go ahead and mic up WB Network. Hey, bud. This is DW here from the Fox booth. You got us? Hey, what's up? How about it, man? I mean, fast car. You finished second at California. You've been fairly consistent pretty much all season. What do you do coming in today at the Rock? You guys did test here in the offseason. New tire compound. Similar package. You know restarts are going to be key, especially with the double file restarts that NASCAR introduced. You knew they were going to be key, so how do you take on this tough racetrack? A lot of people, like ourselves, if you remember back to the race here in September last year, this track was very tough on restarts because guys get 3-4 wide. It's almost like Talladega for a few laps until it spreads out. So you just really got to be up front, make your moves early, make your moves. If you have to get aggressive and use the bumper, that's really what this place is turning into. It's one big Richmond. in the corner. If you got to be aggressive and move a guy out of the way, you got to move a guy out of the way. But our auto owners, Furniture Row Toyota is pretty fast on qualifying Friday, fastest in the session in the morning and the evening session after the Busch race. So hopefully we can keep this car out front, away from the trouble, and tame the Rock. All right, have a good one down there, bud. Thanks. So today's race length of the Sun Air G1 400 will be 19 laps, 400 miles, 34 cars. 5 drivers have had issues in practice and qualifying, so this will totally bode well for Sunday's today with how aggressive the race was. Pace car is off. DW, it's time. You know the drill. You got to reach up there, pull them belts out one more time. All right, boys. Keep it safe here. The Rock, she's mean, she's tough, she's fast. Pace car is off. Green flag into the air, and boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Boy, like you said, that top lane seems to be fairly very better in terms of grip. As you see, the 22 18 got a great start up top as they file in 2 by 2. Down the back stretch, a little bit of contact already. Further back, looks like 43 and the 16 may have gotten a little chippy. How about this? Zark's Moon sliding in to take the lead going into 1. Oh, 3 wide. Dylan Murway making some moves. If you remember that this race will have a second date remember this year this race will be the penultimate race, the playoffs. Oh, whoa, look at this. Crazy save by that 2 car sliding to the bottom. We're still green. It looks like that was some good contact. There might be some smoke coming off the 4. Still green. You see Hunter Miller's made some ballsy moves further back. He brought the 14 and 17 with him up top. Watch this. This was just a few moments ago. See the 24 trying to make a hole. They were 4 wide. Oh my God. 3 wide is very, very tricky to pull off at this track. You see, the 17 has had pretty much no place to go. As you see, the 33 checks up. They were 4 wide. Watch. The 24 threads the needle, squeezes between those 2 cars. The 2 did recover after that contact. A little bit of pinball further back. Right now they are single file. As looks like, got any word on the 4? Dick. Dylan Murway got on the radio, told crew chief Rodney Childers, I think I may have a rub on the right front from contact with the 2, which is what he was referencing on the radio. This track does sneak up and bite people. Just listen to this radio communication. Guys, I may have a problem. What's up? Tires smoking here. All right, try to get a caution here. We'll be careful. I mean, Also, there may be some concerns on the 2 car as well, because he was the car the 4 bounced off of. However, there isn't any reports of damage between the 2. Reports of damage on the 4. Or sorry, the 2. So that was interesting. Joshua Leanbatch continuing a bit of a bit of a gap here. Oh, we got trouble. Turn 4. Yep, there it is. Dylan Murway in the 4 end of the wall. The 20 is Zach Speed spinning to the bottom. All right, just hold the brakes here. All right. Yeah, that was definitely a good hit. The 4 stops it just before you get down into turn 1. Dylan Murway, see there. Oh, yeah. Look at how short the front of that car, the side of that car is. He hit extremely hard. The 20 was unfortunately an innocent victim in all this. You see, the 20 was down the bottom. He was just cruising along pretty much. A innocent bystander and all that. So, see Zach Speed a few months ago, he drove down the track backwards to turn into the pit stall, which I'm sure NASCAR will probably give him a black flag for that. And so Dylan is out of the car. And yes, Mike, there was indeed a right front after the contact. It just couldn't hold for much longer. And he blew a tire, into the wall he went. So you see Zach Speed getting his tires changed. Right now, Dylan Murway unfortunately taking the early exit 3 laps into today's 19-lapper here at North Carolina. And we're going to get a preview at a restart. You thought the initial start was a little bit restricted, especially up towards the front. Just the further you go into this race, Daryl, the further you're going to go into this race, you're going to see a lot of push, bit more push than shoving. It increases. It's like a machine. You crank the dial up, you're going to see you got more guys get 2, 3 wide. Sometimes you might see them go 4 wide on a couple cars. So this race will be fun. So we would like to remind you that 1 week from next Sunday, we will be off. Sunday, March 24th, we will be down in Brighton, Colorado. The Rocky Mountains, first trip out there, which will be a day race for the Waffle House 300 coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Then at 1 p.m. will be the telecast of the Waffle House 300. You can watch that on Fox. And then you're going to see another night race. That'll be the Texas Chevy Dealers 500. That will also be on Fox, which that is supposed to be after the My Bariatric Solutions 300, doubleheader wise. Anyways, pace car is off. And green flag back into the air. WB Network making some ballsy moves. More cars going 0-4, 3 wide in turn 1. As good of a start as you can hope for. Question is, can they stick? Can it stick? He's got it. All right, 3 wide, two high, 2 high, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the bottom. Ooh, the 9 shot at the racetrack. He clipped the apron a little bit. Oh, they're stacking. There may be another wreck potentially developing here behind. We are still green. Still side by side. Jacob Tube going 3 wide for the lead into turn 1. Is that stack up went really far back. As you see, there might be some problems here. Three wide. Watch it. Watch 6 and the 10. 6 and 10. Look at that. 3 wide. Nate Sherman's trapped way into the marbles. He's trapped in the dirty stuff here. Look at that. He's trapped all the way up top in the dirty, up in the marbles. And how about this? Jacob Tube going low for the lead. He's got it. New leader here at North Carolina. Looks like WB Network is trying to make that outside work. Leads. Oh, trouble. Turn. Big wreck. Cars spinning and crashing behind. Couple of them. This time, Penske teammates in it. 2 teammates getting together. This time, Menards Cup Series got hit by Caleb Hoffman. And in the resulting accordion, the 2 and the 11 have gotten together. 12 into the wall on the backstretch. The 2 bounces off, gets the 11. Caution comes out. Come on, check up. Just get checked up. Oh, more stacking up behind. Menards Cup Series in the 12. Sports Center Cup Series in the 11. And Robert Smith in the 2. As soon as you saw him shoot right back up the track, I was afraid. Luckily, everybody behind got woed up. Awful lot of damage to the 2. who got hit by the 11. All right, we need to pry that splitter forward, guys. So now you're going to see. Now, part of this 3-car scramble, I was initially looking like a little 2-car jam set accordion. Right here. The 12 gets hit by, see, let's go to the replay. Now, who is the car behind those trying to get woed up? Oh, wow. Somebody towards the back of this group pile drove to the back of 48 in this accordion. Oh, it was the 10 checks up because the 2 shoots up the track. The 10 checks up in the accordion, the resulting accordion. And then 48 hits him. So 2 slides up, 10 checks up, 48 checks up. Luckily, they both make slight contact. Oh, the 21 piled in. So let's look at the instant replay again. By the way, Menards Cup Series, the 12, definitely not the start he was looking for this year in his first stint with Penske. He had a strong start to 27. He wasn't, lighting the world on fire. He was just average. He was there. However, things didn't go very well. You see, 12 hits the 19, gets the 12 out of shape. That was some damage. So you see the 2 checks up. 11 just gets in the gas and just runs right through him. 2 tries to save it. 11 hits the wall, comes back. Not sure what the 11 was doing down towards the bottom. Then, that was some pretty significant contact by the 19. So you got 4 cars down on pit road. 2 that we know of are going to the garage from this accordion. The 12, definitely. The 2 will be going back there as well. So that literally, these crashes, if this race just killed 2 team cars from each team in one crash. However, we got Joe Gibbs is having himself a rough race. He just almost lost 2 of his 3 cars from crashes. However, on the other end, his satellite team, Furniture Row Racing, WB Network in the 78 car, he's almost leading this race. Him and Jacob Tube traded some blows early, which I have a feeling the win will be coming down to these 2. So, again, when I have a feeling this race today will probably come down to between one of these 2 guys. On the other end, Stuart Haas has just lost a car. In fact, Penske lost their satellite team in Wood Brothers Racing in this crash because he ran into the back of the 48. However, Nate Sherman is not stopping. So let's go ahead and see if we can look at. Before we do that, let's go to a commercial break. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Rated everyone. Goofy Goober! You're Goofy Goober! You can see the movie and play the game. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie video game. Available now for your favorite gaming system. I do believe there's a dream for everyone. This is our country. From the East Coast to the West Coast, down the Dixie Highway, back home. This is our country.
This is our game. This is our night. NBC Sunday Night Football in America, brought to you by our truck, Silverado from Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
We made it this far. 2 laps to go. Now, never. You need a bump. Helps you up. The first gonna never command the track. Squad-based racing. NASCAR 2006. Total team control. Ready for everyone. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Do you know what time it is? Swizzy, take, let's say, come on, let's say, you getting money, homie, show me if it's like that. You want to grind and you know it's really like that. You just snitch, nah, I don't really like that. I don't, you know it's really like that. Slow down the beat, it's so low. Slow beat the black sheep beat, now pick it up. Hey, back to getting money, keep it gully with it. Take something, it's nothing, I'm pushing something new every day. Back on the grind, keep easy on your mind. I'm one of a kind, the top's the bottom line.
Even to this day, every time I heard that Madden 06 trailer you just listened to, I still think the guy in that song was T.I., not Memphis Bleak. Not gonna lie. They sound similar.
NASCAR 2005. Chase for the cup.
Today's Sun Energy 400 from North Carolina Speedway is brought to you by the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. You can relive the scenes from SpongeBob's adventure to Shell City to become a man in the video game today. Out now, rated E for everyone. And by the all-new Chevy Silverado, with some of the most dependable trucks on the nation and on the road today. Chevrolet This is our country. And by Madden 06, with all new authentic quarterback position passing, now you can really feel what it's like to be on the field with the greats. And by NASCAR 06 Total Team Control. For the first time ever, command the track with squad-based racing. You are not alone. Rated E for everyone. And if you're Joe Gibbs, you're wishing you only had one car because you basically lost two of them to one crash. They're still running. However, Sports Center Cup Series is a couple laps down. So as you see right here, some interesting things have taken place on pit stops. A few moments ago, Zach Speed is back up front after his rebounded after his spin. Eminem's Cup Series got a speeding penalty, so he's going to be working his way from the back, from towards the back. KFC Cup Series lost a couple spots. It is confirmed that Nate Sherman will not pit. The 48 will not pit. Jacob 2 will take the outside lane for this restart. Ready? Right. All right, green. Oh, rolling inside. Watch the. Great start by the 78. They're even here in turn one. Even. All right, even. Come on. They're even here in turn one. Oh, we got one spin. Spin, backstretch. It is Grayson Alcevedo. Hard hit. All right, hold the brakes here. You all right? Big crash here. Come on. Caution's out. 24 hit us. 24 just fucking ran us over. He had a great car. Fucking tired of getting run over. You can see the frustration in his voice. This is the third caution of the race. However, compared to what many drivers were expecting, this track being repaved a couple years ago, the pavement's starting to wear in. You're seeing a bit of the old Rockingham come back with the older Rockingham coming back. However, in terms of wrecks, the last couple years, the Cup races, the Cup drivers were here were borderline wreck fests. You see that one car, luckily he hit the safer barrier. I mean, good thing when they reopened this track back in 2011, they added safer barriers down the backstretch that is called Thunder Valley. So, great big hit for Grayson Alcevedo is moments ago, this happened. You see he's walking away. He walks toward the 24, and you think he was given autograph of his car number? Race drivers have longer memories than elephants. As Jimmy Spencer once said, he never forgets. And you think Grayson Alcevedo is going to forget going into Brighton in a couple weeks? Nope. Short track, 1 mile long, another mile long racetrack. You go lots lower in the corners, very similar to New Hampshire, which used to be a racetrack on this circuit. So that was definitely interesting to see how that played out. And you see, he got tipped. Wow, watch that thing flex. Watch that safety barrier. Luckily, there is runoff. I mean, there used to be just small thing apron that would just shoot the car right into traffic, and he'd have taken at least 10 of them out, if not more. So 4 laps to go. So to get the restart now, there will be 4 laps to go. Jacob Tube and WB Network have simultaneously been the class of the field, pretty much just dominating dominating this race, especially the 78 and the 9. Jacob Tube has elected to take the outside this time. Ready, green. It's time. Much better start here. Here, as you see the 9 pull way out in front of that 78, comes down, bottles him up, going into 1. They are 3 wide going in. Oh, borderline 4 wide here. Blake Dillon's going to try to squeeze it in. There's contact. So they continue to stack up. Oh, they're bottling. They're getting ready. They're getting ready to crash. They are 3. They are 4 wide right now. Three wide. They are 4 wide right now. Oh, boy. Boy. Oh, boy. Oh, we got a crash. Trouble. 4 wide. 2 cars. 3 cars pile up hard into the wall. Oh, it's a huge wreck. Oh, more cars in it. Looked like Joseph Lombard and Hunter Miller were both holding their own in this incident. And I tell you what, that just created a wicked crash. Come on, check up. See the 18 slides. He's in it. I'm worried about that 43 car. He took a whale of a shot. Both the brothers did. Take some massive licks. Hunter Miller took a pretty savage shot as well. There's Zach Lombard sitting in turn 1. Hunter Miller sitting in the middle of the racetrack. They're going to red flag this. So supposedly we are getting reports that they're going to stop the cars on the backstretch. because there's a lot of damage to clean up. WB Network sits in second. He did have a shot at the lead. Remember, they were clogging up for quite a ways back, and something just had to give. See, they're going to stop the car again. They're going to stop the cars. 4 wide. Hunter Miller was really losing a lot of ground and really dropped him towards the middle of this pack. And then Hunter Miller had to get out of the gas. He tipped the 43 up into the 95, wrapped up the 31 in all this. Now you see everybody and their mother checking up. I tell you what, if you're Josh Williams match in the 18 or KFC Cup Series in the 14, wow, that must have been probably the scariest drive of your life, just seeing all those crashes. See, they were 3 wide. Luckily, the 6 got out of it. And then, Nate Sherman used the apron to get by, so it kind of bounced the 95 into the wall. See, the 40. So watch right here. See, the 43 is all the way down based on the apron because the 24 forced him down. And then 43 and 24 get hung together. And then 24 starts losing it. Oh, my God. Look at that. Look at all the foam come off that 43. Both those cars slam the wall. They spin. So here's the 24. He's trying to hold it down, but he's spinning in front of all sorts of cars who are basically just shooting it left and right. Locks tries to drop a gear, but these cars had no place to go, so they pile up. 7 hits the 24. 24 hits through. Now there's pretty much cars piling in. See the 31 piles up. The 18 all but stopped because he had his life flash before his eyes when that 95 slid down the racetrack. Wow, that's freaky. So, total of 5 cars had significant damage. Oh my God. Heavy crash for 5 cars. So all 5 of these cars are definitely done. So by the way, this is a statistic. This is the 4th straight race we've had the 3rd time in 4 races we've had a red flag. We had a red flag in the 500 for that flip, for the 12 car flipping over. We had a red flag at California, and we had a red flag here that we're basically wrapping up. So, by the way, the red has been withdrawn. They're going to display the yellow. The field continues to dwindle. The plot continues to thicken. There's cars taking each other, cars crashing into each other. Hopefully we can make it 2 laps without a wreck. The best thing to hope for is sit and watch. 2 to go. And by the way, every race we've ran, with the exception of the 500, so Vegas had an overtime. California, so this is the second time in 4 races we've had an overtime finish, or we may have an overtime finish. Here we go. All right, ready? Bigger in. WB Network, it's a good jump going into 1. How about the 88 trying to force his way in with the 9? There's contact. They're 3 wide. They're stacking up. They're getting ready to wreck again. They're gonna wreck. I feel it. WB Network clears the chaos. As we get down the back straight away. Make it to the white, please. Zark's Moon, we haven't heard anything from her. She's up in second. She chops the 41. We are 4 wide right now. 4 wide. 3 and 4 wide. They're about ready to wreck. Oh, they are stacking up. White flag waves. 1 to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Oh, there it is. Derek Lewis, Paula Moon. Oh, hard in the wall. Both those cars are in it. Still green. We are still green. They're still racing here at North Carolina. WB Network looking to rebound after a heartbreaking loss at California back on Monday into 3 and 4. Both those cars have pulled down. We are going to let them race. They're going to let them race, boys. As WB Network wins the Sun Energy 1-400 at North Carolina. Zorax Moon second. Wow. Great job, guys. Now, the cars that crashed in that stack up were Derek Lewis in the 42. Keep in mind, this is on the white flag lap. The 2 cars that crashed, the 42 gets tipped, wraps up the 88 up top. Amazingly, doesn't get the knot. Might have clipped the 9 a little bit. Oh, yeah. There's the damage on Jacob Tube. He smacks the wall. That's the only reason he slipped back to 5th in the final running. Wild restart leads to a pretty heavy crash. Both those cars got hung together. I still don't understand why NASCAR didn't throw the caution. Those cars were sliding down in front of some heavy traffic. Cars checking up, cars borderline stopping. And Luckily, they got unstuck. So the 41 clips the 42. This is actually very similar to how the last crash that put us under that red started between the 24 and the 43. Except that was because people were more spread out. That really kind of eliminated a good bit of the field. So things got interesting. Interesting right there. Jacob Tube with a lot of damage. A lot of left rear as the 42 came up, hit him. He smacked that wall pretty good. As you see the back of the 9, look at how pushed in that right rear is. Heavy hit for the 9. Luckily, he saved it. So as you see the results coming across the top of the screen. So we see the results scroll by the top of the bottom of your screen. Great, nice rebound for WB Network after losing the race at Fontana on when the 2 leaders wrecked at the line, and the 88 somehow won, basically by as he was spinning across. So as you see the results scroll by. So there's the official results. Last place finished for the 4. Basically, anybody from the 88 down was involved in a crash. For those of you just tuning in, basically anybody from the 88 and 42 down was involved in a crash. So here's how this schedule works. So March 22nd, 5:30 p.m., you're going to see Cup qualifying, which, by the way, they'll be going to a single car format for qualifying starting next week due to how many crashes group qualifying has caused. They'll be going to single car qualifying for all tracks, which is what they used back in season 4. I'm sorry, they used that in season 4. If you remember that. And then obviously Saturday, 10:30 a.m. and Saturday at 1 p.m. will be the 2 practice sessions. There will be one Friday before qualifying. So the schedule for the weekend at Brighton, March 22nd on FX, 12 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern, will be Cup practice. And then at 3:15 will be NASCAR Race Hub on Speed. And then at 5:30 p.m. Eastern will be Cup qualifying from Brighton for the Waffle House 300. And then Saturday at 10 a.m., so noon Eastern, and then Saturday at 3:30 will be the 2 more, be practice 2 and happy hour, both on FX. And then Sunday at 12:30 will be the Pizza Hut pre-race show. live from Brighton, Colorado at Brighton High School. And then at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific, you will see live flag-to-flag coverage of the Waffle House 300 on Fox. We go from one short track with hard hits to a track that can produce some tempers. So, yeah, congratulations to WB Network. And see you March 24th.